But I didn't think 3 was going to be as bad as it was. I was hoping for a strong stick the landing finish on 3, and to this day I can't. It's hard. It's work for me to watch 3.
3 is the one people shit on the most. Corey, what'd you think of 3?
I just watched it yesterday, and I didn't think it was all that bad. I do think some of the characters do get a little silly. In particular, Parker Posey's character.
That's one of my least favorite actors of all time. Sorry.
She's a good actress. I just think that character was just a little too much.
Right.
Look, at this point we know that Scream is meta, and it's making fun of the very thing that it is.
Right.
And I think they were doing a little bit too much, nailing it too much on the head with the whole Hollywood thing.
Right.
And being on the sets and stuff. And
right.
In hindsight, you didn't really need Jay and Silent Bob in the movie. Kevin Smith shows up for a minute.
Right.
See what I mean?
Right. But also too, you got to remember too.
Carrie Fisher.
Yeah.
But
you also got just like her. I was up for the role as Princess Leia. Like, come on, bro.
I was gonna say. Also too, you got to remember too. This was Dimension Films, which was a subsidiary of Miramax, and was all one big happy family. Kevin Smith was under that family because Miramax was putting out his movies.
Right.
So I get it, but I'm just.
Was that around the same time as Resurrection?
Oh, Halloween Resurrection?
Yeah, Halloween Resurrection around the same time as Scream 3.
You know what? Because Scream 3 came out in the 2000s.
Well, Scream 3 came out in 2000, February 2000.
Just two. Okay, so it was 2 years before Resurrection. Yeah. Resurrection was 2002.
Right. Okay. Just trying to see the connection of the corniness there.
No. Dimension.
Because we outrank you now. We outrank you.
Well, Dimension Pictures. I mean, they made their bones on horror. That was Miramax's subsidiary to do low to medium budget range horror movies, and it worked. I mean, they
did Urban Legend, right?
They did a lot of stuff. A lot of your horror movies from the mid 90s, mid 90s all the way through through like the early 2000s was, to me, the company that's putting out those horror movies at the time, or the premier company, was Dimension Pictures. And then I think at one point in the 2000s, Lionsgate took over with the Saw franchise and all the stuff they were doing. They started becoming the go-to studio.
Right, now it's Blumhouse.
Yeah, now it's Blumhouse. So they go through cycles. Every few years, it's one studio.
A24.
Okay, yeah. So every studio comes out, and you can understand why these films are not expensive to make. That's another reason I was going to go back to Scream 1. Scream was probably the biggest hit of '96 because it didn't cost that much money to make Scream. I mean, probably the highest paid actor was Drew Barrymore,
right,
in that series,
who was incredible. We didn't talk about how good she was,
right.
And the movie made gangbusters. I mean, it did. I mean, not to mention what Scream did on home video,
right?
I
got it. That opening when it came out on Tuesday at Walmart back in. So it dropped in '96. I think it was out on VHS in like April of '97.
Well, you got to remember too.
And I grabbed it that Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? Like
Scream also hit the theaters.
Or was it October of '97?
Right before the dawn of DVD, because DVD really came on the scene in '97, but DVD didn't really pick up steam until '99 after The Matrix came out and everybody
wanted the clean version of
So, but Scream 3, I liked it. I liked the whole thing with the brother, because here's the thing too. Once again, and I don't want to genderize, but we're in a stage where we talk about
right.
diverse roles for women and stuff like that. I think it's good to like have women play less than noble characters, because typically in horror movies, all the bad stuff or the things that are set in motion are done by men. But especially after watching Scream 3, you could kind of argue probably the biggest villain in the entire series is Maureen Prescott, and she's not even alive.
Right.
And the fact that she had this child that she abandoned.
Right.
And so he was, in a way, nothing really justifies cold-blooded murder.
Right.
But you understand his anger and his resentment towards Sidney, and why this mother, I'm a child, I want my mother, and my mother, has cut me off. She wants to leave this world behind, as she was Irina Reynolds, or whatever, the actress she played. That doesn't exist to me. You don't exist to me. That's hard, for a child. So I liked his motivation. He's probably arguably the toughest Ghostface opponent for Sidney. I mean,
you think so?
I mean, he was really laying on, slamming her head against the wall and stuff. I mean, more so.
Right.
I gotta Billy. Maybe I have to relook at Billy Loomis again. But I mean, Scott Foley, who played the character, what was his name? Roman.
Roman, yeah. The director.
What was the last name? It was a common last name too. But he was really tit for tat with her. I mean, going at it, and maybe because they're sisters and brothers, that they both had that spirit, that fighting spirit in them. I liked it, but like I said, it is sillier in many ways than the rest of them with the surrounding cast. The one girl, Emily Mortimer, who played, she was probably the actress that was playing Sidney. It's
the second time.
Yeah, she was kind of like a little goofy, and so
and then what's his name thought he was gonna die, so he left a video. So he had Jamie Kennedy had a cameo. You know what I'm saying? Like shit like that. I was just over it. You know what I mean? Like it was just to me, it was just hard to get through. And I just couldn't wait for it to be over. And it was a shame because I love 1 and I'm very fond of 2. I just think that it just kills it every time there's a new killer under the mask. To have somebody be that brutal or that it's just a reach. You know what I mean? Like Freddy, Jason, they could come back and that's just in their nature, and Mike, you know what I'm saying? But to have someone brand new plot this out, you know what I'm saying? To how many devious criminal serial killer masterminds are there in this fucking universe of theirs?
I see your point. It's kind of like Die Hard. How many times McClane gonna run into terrorists?
Right.
Really, Die Hard probably should have stopped at 1.
Right. That's another one.
But
I love 2 and 3.
But I like 2 more.
Yeah.
But I liked how it connected to Sidney. I mean, I thought that was cool. To me, it wasn't too far-fetched that she had a brother she never knew about.
It's I mean, Michael Myers and Jamie Lee Curtis. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that was
Strode. You know what I'm saying? Like them being brothers and sisters. I just it's been done before.
Well, here's another interesting thing
and that's I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Here's another interesting thing about Scream 3. Just like the 2022 movie that we'll talk about here in coming up shortly, Sidney's not really in it all that much.
Right.
Really, a lot of the movie centers around Gale and Dewey running around trying. And Sidney doesn't really come into midway through the movie, and then even then, she's sitting on the sidelines at the police station until the killer calls her out, and she has to come and save the day more or less.
Right.
So that was kind of interesting, which in a way wasn't. I like Sidney, but it shows how strong Gale and Dewey are as characters as well.
Absolutely.
I mean, I honestly, looking back, now are we allowed spoilers?
Of course.
For those who haven't seen Scream 2022, I'm about to reveal a major spoiler. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, Dewey got killed off, which bummed me out because I really like Dewey.
Right, like Vito said, my buddy Vito, he said Dewey got the Han Solo treatment.
I could conceivably see a movie just around Dewey and Gale. I think they're strong. Although I like the trio, I think they're strongest together, and that's one of the selling points of that whole franchise. And I'm going to miss that moving forward with these sequels. That they don't have Dewey anymore. And what would be really interesting is to see how Gale is going to be. Maybe we should say that for the conversation in 2022. I don't mean to jump too far. So sorry about that, Mike. I didn't mean it, but
no, it's all good. Yeah.
So anyway, we'll come back to that.
My thing with 3 is that the whole brother and sister's been done, and for a franchise that kind of reinvented the wheel, so to speak, when it comes to slashers, it was a disappointment. You know what I mean? Because Billy and Stu and having 2 killers, that was what I can't think of any movie that had 2 killers.
But see, that was a cool thing. They didn't.
That was dope.
They went with 1 killer.
Well, no. But I'm just saying. So, but the brother and sister was the rehash, and the thing that we've seen, whether it be Star Wars or whether it be Halloween, it's just the relation thing was done. I was done by 3. I don't know. It was just where I was in my life. I was just done with Scream 3. I was just disappointed. It's not one of the ones where I would drop the remote. If I'm watching changing channels and Scream 2's on and it's with the bad words and everything, I would drop the remote and still watch it. 3, I just keep changing channels. I'm not a fan of it. I don't know. It just doesn't do anything for me.
Yeah, I mean, you suspend your disbelief as much as you can, right? But you got the scene where all the actors are in the trailer and the killer's faxing the.
Yeah. It's in the house actually.
Or in the house. That was a bit much.
Yeah.
And he's standing there reading it, going, "It's gonna blow," or whatever he says. And it got a little more far-fetched.
Yeah, that lethal weapon type explosion seems a little beyond Scream's range. Like, do we really need that type? Like that. Yeah. John McTiernan, Joe Silver era action explosions, but also too, and I'll bring one of the problems, and I guess I was saying in a roundabout way, the supporting stars aren't as cool to me in Scream 3.
Right.
when we move to the next one, I definitely like the supporting cast in the next one better than you know.
Yeah, this is Iron Mike's.
But I like Scott Foley. I thought Scott Foley was cool. I did.
Who's Scott Foley?
Yeah, I thought he was cool as Ghostface, her brother. I thought he was cool.
Oh, okay.
But the supporting cast, Parker Posey,
Parker Posey, I can't stand.
What's her name? Emily Morton. No, they're all. She's a good actress. Parker Posey's. I liked her better in Blade 3.
No.
Then
we'll get on that.
But Blade 3 is not a good movie. No. I'm just saying I liked her better in Blade 3 than in Scream. But you know, Emily Mortimer. They're all wonderful actors and actresses. Right. I saw Emily Mortimer in a really cool movie with Chiwetel Ejiofor called Red Belt. Something I call like Karate Kid for adults. But Patrick Warburton, he was cool in it. You know, I mean, he's a good actor. I mean, like I said, these characters.
What did you think about what's his name dying in the opening scene? To have a dude die in the opening scene,
once again,
which I thought was cool.
Once again, it shows you like because these are all the.
What's the character's name?
Cotton Weary. Liev Schreiber. Yeah. These are all the core people from the original movie, and one thing they always tell you with Scream is like, you know, no one's really safe.
Right.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised in the next movie they do kill Sidney off.
Right.
I don't want to see that happen. I really like Sidney Prescott, and I like Gale and Dewey, but one thing about it is like no one's safe in this world. So it is what it is. So
I thought how they had the movie set built for her, and Sidney ended up on the movie set.
Right.
It was surreal for her character to actually have lived that.
Right.
And then now she's on a set in that city.
That was a cool little swerve.
You know what I mean? That was very interesting. But getting to 4 I enjoy a lot, and it actually rivals 1, the original, to me.
Okay.
Because, because at this point there had been a gap, right? Years-wise from 3. What was the gap?
Like a 14-year gap?
10? I think it was 11-year gap.
11-year gap.
Yeah, because
2000 was 3.
Was 3 No, 3 wasn't 2000.
Yeah, 3 was like February.
01, I thought. Was it 2000?
Yeah, February 2000.
So 2011 came out.
Look it up.
2011.
Well,
yeah. So 2011 it came out. I'm pretty sure. Anyway, you grow old with these characters, you know. Right. So when we come back to 4, you see them all. You see Sidney now, older, mature, wrote a book.
Right.
You know, looking a little older, and you know,
still
everybody's
great though.
Still It's everybody's weathered.
Right.
You know, everybody's lived.
Right.
You know, and you kind of ride that with them. So coming back, you know, and you get to see them looking down upon high school kids now,
right,
and seeing how they're running stuff. So 4 for me, and like somebody touched on some of the shots earlier about the blurred edges and things. Okay. I don't know if that was you.
No.
Or maybe it was Vito.
Yeah.
How it was shot at night.
On the last one?
On 4.
Oh, okay.
How it looked, kind of, the edges looked soft, and a lot of the night shots and stuff like that. I like that touch. The swerve on that, who was the killers? It was, what's his name?
It was the niece, and then Macaulay Culkin's brother.
Emma Roberts, and Karen, right.
She to me is the best Ghostface. Yeah. The most vicious. And she put in work on Sidney.
Even her explanation at the end wasn't cringy.
Yeah, it wasn't cringy at all.
Rageful,
I felt it.
Yeah, you definitely.
She wanted to be internet famous.
Yeah, exactly. So,
and she was vicious.
It was strong, man.
Yeah, no, I love that.
I like it. I'm sorry. Yo, go ahead. I liked it a lot. I like it better than 3. I did. I mean, overall, it's a much better movie. I really like Hayden Panettiere as Kirby. I like
Is
Kirby.
that the blonde chick?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was a great character. I was so mad when she died.
She's so cute, man.
She was.
I like Kirby. I didn't want to see Kirby,
Yeah, when she got it, I was pissed.
Kirby was cool.
What did you think about the opening with all the...
the fake out within the fake? Yeah, I thought that was great.
That was great. The fake out within the fake out. You know, you think that one,
right. That was good.
And once again, being meta, because Scream's always at the forefront of that. It was a film. It was a film that was addressing the remake sensation, right? Which was completely legit,
right?
And I mean, the remakes things are in full swing because we had just because it was 2011 when it came out, so we had just had the
Nightmare on Elm Street was the last one.
and Friday, before that, or we had 2 Halloweens.
Yep.
So
and then remember, she uses that as a question, and she broke down every remake that they had between since The Hills Have Eyes, since Texas Chain, all the way to Bloody Valentine, everything. She broke it down, every remake that was made at that point in time. It was dope. I love that scene.
It was good.
I wasn't hating the teenage characters.
Nope, they were cool.
Yeah, the little stab team or the stab class or whatever.
Yeah, stab, because they were kind of like the new generation of Randy.
Right.
The film
buffs
and stuff like that. I think I'm missing something. I liked Gale and Dewey's relationship again.
Right. The nurse Not the nurse, the deputy.
The deputy,
yeah.
The deputy.
Lemon squares.
Lemon squares, yeah. By the way, your lemon squares taste like shit. Yeah, she's good. Again, good acting, good direction. That's the thing with these. They're not, the quality doesn't drop. The only thing is, I think the motivation of the killer drops in each of them. Even though I loved 4, but I just that's my thing with 3 and 2. I just a reach. But again, they're good movies, and I'll drop the remote to watch them, like especially 4.
I think the motivation is legit. I mean, they had the mother; she was angry,
right?
Because of Maureen Prescott's,
right. Had she done it alone, I would have been good with that.
But
I think the film buff and maybe the brother would have had a more better dynamic. They would have had that friendship, maybe of being film buffs and nerds.
If back to 2, you look at Billy's mom. She's a kind of a middle-aged soccer mom, so she probably needed Timothy Olyphant as the muscle to do certain things that she couldn't get done.
Yeah, she carved up Randy real lovely.
Yeah.
You buying that?
I buy it. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, so when I was a teenager and I was already like 6'4", 6'5", my mom used to whip my ass like, like I owed her money. Like,
well,
if I was
you ain't
talking
touching mom, though.
Yeah, of course.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But, she had that mom strength, and she was nice with the chancla. So maybe she was nice with the knife and the stew. You know what I'm saying? Like, mom's is strong, you know what I mean?
Well, I think it's psychological too, but you're grown. Your mom knows you're stronger than her. But she knows you're not gonna. You're a mother.
Right.
You touch your mother is like they got you there up there.
Yeah.
But 4 is good. 4, I like 4. I like 4.
I
like
love
4 a lot. I think some people had issues with it when it came out, and I'm like,
I didn't.
This is a wonderful movie. Yeah.
Anthony Anderson's death, I thought was strong. The other
right.
Fuck Bruce Willis.
Yeah. Yeah. The deaths in part 4, I thought was very strong.
Olivia's death. Olivia's the girl across from the house.
Oh, yes. That was brutal.
You could see her guts and her intestines and whatnot.
They were not holding back on Scream 4.
Yeah. And then, of course, Anthony Anderson and the other cop, they were nowhere to be found in that scene.
So you think maybe, you know what I'm saying? Like, you had no clue. Even the death of Sidney's agent.
Oh, yeah, in the parking garage.
The parking garage. That was brutal. That was a great scene, too. Sure. Very tense. And that's the thing that I love the most about that Wes Craven did in that franchise is the tension built and then the payoff. You know what I'm saying? So I think he did that well. Like I said, with the going back to that, my favorite scene is the cop car and also the car garage, the cop car in Scream 2 and then the car garage in Scream 4. I thought the build up and then the execution were just well done, on both of those.
Like I said, one reason why this franchise is so good because you had one guiding vision, one vision. It doesn't switch directors, at least, of course, this last one, couldn't be helped. But this is Wes guiding us from 1 all the way through 4, and there is a consistency of quality, in this series that I think people recognize, and he's a hell of a director. He was one hell of a director.
Oh no, he was one of my guys.
I mean, like when they talk about horror directors, if people put him over Carpenter, I ain't gonna put him in no argument. Much as I love John Carpenter, I ain't gonna argue with someone that says, I know my buddy Javon would definitely put Wes Craven,
Carpenter over Craven,
over Carpenter.
Right, but it's like who do you got? Who's nicer, Muhammad Ali or Tyson? It's one of those arguments where you're good either way. Who's better, Superman, Batman?
Superman's better than Batman.
Here we go. I go bats, but anyway. But it's like it's one of those arguments, So
you really think Ben Affleck won that fight? What did Henry Cavill say? If I wanted it, you'd be dead already.
Right, of course.
He never wanted to kill Batman.
Yeah, he could have, squished him, but no.
Didn't mean to deviate off of something.
But
yeah, no. So why do you hold Scream 4 in such regard?
I think just because of the aging process that and the jump in years. I don't know if that's the biggest jump between the sequels or not. It's 11 years, right? So I don't know, man. And I enjoyed the storyline on it. The kills were dope, and what's her name? Emma Roberts.
I also like the fact the final scene with Sidney and the cousin.
Yeah.
How it took place in somewhere that was different.
Sure.
That's why the last episode, the ones that are similar yet different, like with the Texas chain,
right?
Where I held the ones that were different in such high regards, and same thing with the Scream, where The final scene in Scream 2 was the movie theater or the school theater, excuse me.
Which was dope.
Which was cool.
Yeah.
It was different. Not going back to the house again, that gets kind of tired to me. You know what I mean? And I like the fact it was in the hospital. It was different. It was very... I couldn't believe how brutal she was. You know what I'm saying?
She was willing to give up.
Yeah, just to
cut
kill
herself
Sid.
Up and
Yeah,
bang
man.
herself
She
up,
was so good. That was so well done.
Good.
Yeah.
So you got the jump from 2011. Damn, another 11 years.
Let me ask you a question before.
To this one.
Are we covering the TV series? I've never watched the series.
No,
we're not covering it, but I watched 2 seasons of it. I liked him.
Okay. Maybe do you want to shed some?
I don't know enough about them.
Okay.
I saw them once, but they were good, dude.
Okay.
I thought they were really good.
Okay.
So you got another jump of 11 years into this Scream 2022, right? You know.
Yeah.
That one I went and saw. It doesn't rank high on the list. Doesn't rank high on the list for me. It's probably number 5. We'll get to that. You know, for me, but I think it was good enough, especially without Wes. You know, it didn't blow me away. There was some stuff I didn't like to see. I didn't want to see Dewey die. I don't give a shit.
Right.
I don't care about what the rules are. I didn't want to see Dewey die.
I'm with you.
You know.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I don't know. We live in this age now where we, especially after going through Game of Thrones, we're so conditioned. We love seeing
our favorite characters die,
and I don't think that has to be the case all the time. I'm not saying that we, not to completely get away from it, but there was always something really comforting and nice about those 3. I think together they're the strongest. Right. I feel like when Dewey, Gale, and Sidney are together, there's nothing they can't accomplish.
Right.
And now part of that component, Dewey's really the heart of the team, and he's gone now.
Yep.
And what I want to come back to, I was talking about earlier. Now moving forward, because they've already greenlit the sequel.
Right.
This is, I guess, probably another 2 years, 2024. We'll get.
Right.
Moving forward, if nothing else, I hope they focus on how Gale's going to cope now.
Right, because she got over it a little quick in Scream 5.
Yeah, it was a little too quick. And
right.
I mean, granted, everything was going on.
Right,
didn't really have time to really mourn.
Process
now that that's over, it's going to be interesting to see where Gale's at, what state she's in when we come back to this next movie.
I saw all 3 of them in the theater, 1, 2, and 3. Right, so when Dewey is on the gurney in part 1. The audience erupted when you realize that it's right.
Yeah, I was trying to finish something.
Oh, sorry.
But I just want to see. I'm really curious how she's going to cope with that in the next movie because I think one of the cool things about those characters, I think Dewey always brought out the best in Gale.
Right.
And that's gone now, and it could be interesting because Gale and Sidney weren't always the best of friends. Remember,
right.
Sidney couldn't stand Gale. I mean, things have changed over the years, and they're sisters in arms.
It took a while,
but to see them two, deal with whatever the next threat is without Dewey is going to be interesting.
Yeah, because she's going to be by herself while Sidney has her family and her kids wherever they live. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, she's going to be with her. She's not alone.
Allegedly, because maybe he didn't die. Look at Halloween 2018, right? Will Patton. I mean, you never.
That's because a penknife doesn't penetrate. So
you never know. I don't know if they confirmed it in the movie. Did they? They
haven't had a funeral, but again, so he's so beloved. I remember it was like going to a sports event.
Yeah.
When he's on the gurney and puts his hand up like he's okay on 1 and 2. I mean, everyone just went. It was like
even in the beginning of 2 when he's limping onto campus.
Right. Oh yeah, everyone cheered for him.
I think Dewey might have been the most beloved character.
Absolutely. Absolutely, I agree with that.
And so, like I said, I and there's nothing wrong. If a writer is doing his or her job, I think you're going to have a bit of an emotional reaction when you lose a character you latch onto. That's their job to make you care about these characters enough to come back and see their latest escapade or adventure. And I guess we're not going to get Dewey anymore, Dewey Riley, and that's going to be kind of sad because I like that character, man.
A lot.
Dewey was cool, man. Dewey was the man.
Yeah, he was the man.
So we give love to you, David Arquette. If you're watching this podcast, man.
I don't think old girl carves him up like that, but okay.
That part I had a bad. I'm
sorry.
He bucked her, and she's a 90-pound girl, and I'm not being sexist or anything like that. Even me as a 300-pound man, if I get shot and I'm wearing a vest, I'm gonna be incapacitated for a while.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm going to be knocked back, you know what I'm saying? And it's going to be hard for me to get up to even maneuver, you know what I'm saying? And for her,
well, here's the thing too, and me and you and I had this talk, Mike. Go ahead, finish.
Go ahead.
You and I had this talk, Mike, and I still see where you're coming from, but she had the element of surprise. That's the only reason why I would someone give it up to her, because she Dewey, because Dewey, if Dewey had not stood over her kind of in a vulnerable position with his kind of like his abdomen all kind of wide open.
Yeah. I
had to see the movie again, but I remember like he was standing over to make sure she was dead, and that's when she got him.
That's fair.
So she's already stabbed him and he's wounded.
Right.
So he's already hurt, and his strength levels probably dropped already by 50%. So from that point, it's pretty easy to kind of subdue him and finish him off.
What did you guys think of the reasoning of the whole wham? You know what I mean?
I thought it was the weakest.
Run it by me again. I saw it once in theater.
Okay, so they just wanted to do a requel, and they wanted just to have a better version of part one, and so they had the boyfriend again of the killer, Sidney Prescott's original killer. And it was just such a reach, and that's my whole point of them not continuing this franchise. It just becomes more of a reach, and it becomes harder to find people that got beef with Sidney. You know what I'm saying? So they had to go to Loomis's daughter, and it was just a major reach. Now, even the thing that I get points on, and I've been giving Texas Chain points, and I gave Halloween Kills points, is the kills on this one were excellent. So at this point, it's just, am I just watching it just for that, which sucks. I mean, those are great, but it doesn't have the lasting effect of, say, Halloween 2.
Definitely wasn't feeling the Skeet Ulrich flashbacks.
Right. Oh, no, I hate that.
Right.
The Skeet Ulrich, they never went supernatural. They never went where there's ghosts and all that. They try to dabble in that in 3.
That's right.
Well, they try to dabble in that in 3, but it failed miserably, and that's why 3 is one of the weakest, or the weakest.
What part? When Sidney was asleep on the couch?
Yeah, the shit with the ghost and all that. That was that was special effects.
That was a dream.
That was a dream.
Yeah,
that was a special effects.
See, I think what you're trying to say is like an Obi-Wan Kenobi moment. That's not what's happening. Because I think what the daughter was, she just started thinking about who her father was, and she kind of tapped into that dark side that Billy has to overcome the latest Ghostface.
As he looked back then, he looked how he looked back in '96.
Right.
So just depends how. It's all up for interpretation. We'll never know.
I thought that was whack to me.
If I get out of here early enough, I might just go pick it up.
It just reminded me of Dexter talking to his dad in the show Dexter. Where he's the moral compass for Dexter. He argues with that character. She's doing the same thing. It just, again, for a movie that always pushes the envelope in change and being different, to go back to these tire tropes sucks.
Yeah. I thought too when Gale and Sidney were out in front of the house, and old girl runs out, and they look at each other and go, "What do you think? Fake or
right?"
And then they're like, "Yeah, it's fake or whatever."
Yeah.
And I thought, now you're reaching even more.
Right.
You know what I mean? So we'll see what they do. I'm going to go see if they do 10 more. I'm going to go see 10 more.
Right, of course. We're horror fanatics. We're glutton for punishment.
Right.
I don't know. I mean, I have a point where I have to stop. I mean,
really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like for me, like perfect example was I didn't bother none of the Rob Zombie Halloweens. At least I didn't pay for them. I forgot when because I felt like Halloween didn't need to be remade. So when the first one came out in 2007, there was a film called Shoot 'Em Up with Clive Owen.
Oh, that was fun.
And I already saw it was really cool. And then I went to theaters again, but I paid for Shoot 'Em Up, but walked over and watched Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
Because I wasn't going to put my money in the give Rob Zombie my money.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Not for that. And Halloween 2 was the same way. I was watching something else. I just walked in. So yeah, I did watch it, but I wasn't going to pay for it.
Well.
I mean, where can they go at this point? Like, honestly, like, where can you go? Who could be the next killer? It's just ridiculous.
I'm going to call it right now. Dewey's coming back.
He might.
I'm going to say it right now.
I tell you where you can go. Just stop. I mean, sometimes you just need to stop and just let it go and leave it.
Is it going to be Sidney's husband? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on.
Is it going to be Sidney at one point?
Yeah, you know how upset the core the fans will be if Sidney's the main killer. You know what I'm saying? They're never going to forgive this franchise if they do that. Now, I want to give props to 5 is the director and the writer, which were not Wes Craven nor Kevin Williamson. They studied, and you would not know the difference Like if it wasn't, to the blind fan that doesn't know anything, that watches all of them, you would think the same director and the same writer wrote all 5 of them, because that's how well they executed the dialogue. I felt in 5, the whole requel thing where they break down requels in what's his name's Jesse. I'm sorry. I just like Vito says, the senior moment. Who's the movie buff from the original?
Okay, Randy Meeks.
Okay, so Randy Meeks,
sister.
The sisters, his nephew and niece, the twins.
Yeah.
When they broke down the requel thing, that just sounded like Kevin Williams' dialogue, even though it wasn't.
Right.
That's how good it was. So I give them props on that. The kills on this one were brutal. That opening scene where she's doing the thing with the phone and she talks about how she likes like advanced horror and all that. Yeah. The way they bang on that chick hard. Like I felt horrible for her, and the fact that she was alive, I thought was a nice twist.
Right.
I just thought the kills and the violence and the carnage was just impeccable. And same thing again, I give it props, but at the same time, the story is what makes these slashers. People think, slasher fans just want carnage and guts. That's not true. If that was the case, Slumber Party Massacre would be amongst them. You know what I'm saying? Like movies like, but it was the story from Nightmare on Elm Street. It was a story from Friday the 13th. Scream is one of those that has such strong characters that when you lose a Dewey or you lose a Randy, it hurts. You know what I'm saying? Even that chick, the one from part 4, she wasn't around a lot. We didn't have a lot of invested, but she was so well written that you liked her. You know what I mean? Kirby, yeah.
Play the Hayden Panettiere.
Yeah. So that's the thing with this one. They're all quality movies. I
don't think you can compare Scream to Friday the 13th. I think Scream's a far better quality of spirit films than...
No, I'm talking about Screams are all quality.
Yeah.
All 5 of them, they're all well made. You know what I'm saying? All 5.
I mean, because as much as I like Halloween's got some humdingers in there in the franchise.
Oh, yeah. Halloween 5, don't even get me started.
Really bad characters.
Resurrection, don't even get me started.
Shout out Buster Bus. All right,
well, so let's do our rankings.
Yeah.
You want to set it? Or?
Yeah, have Corey started off.
Oh, man. How would I rank these, man? They're overall still enjoyable films, so I would go with... for some reason, I'm going to say I'm going to go with 4. I'd go 4, 1... 4, 1, 2, and then the 5th one.
And then 3.
Sorry. 4, 1, 2, 3, and then the 5th one. Yeah.
Okay. I got 1, 4, 2, 5, 3. So I got number 1 from the original, because again, in my opinion, you don't need him. And then I got 4, which I thought was excellent.
Yeah.
I go 2 because of that scene. I just think it's so well executed. Again, I'm going to go back to the car scene. I just think it's so well done.
Yeah.
Everything, it's so good. And then 5, I thought the kills were excellent. And then 3 is just 3.
I'm going to go with Corey. My order's the same. 4, 1, 2, 3, 5. As it stands now, you know what I mean?
Right.
So you wanted to mention...
Yeah, so if you guys want, there's a franchise for... horror quarters to review. We have 3 that we're contemplating. A Nightmare on Elm Street to round out the big 3 because we did Halloween, we did Friday the 13th. So a Nightmare on Elm Street's on the table, Child's Play's on the table, and then we go into some horror sci-fi with the Alien franchise.
Well, I can roll with you on two of the 3. Yeah, I can't roll with you on Child's Play. I don't know nothing about that franchise. Quite frankly, I'm not going to spend time watching that franchise. Sorry, I just not down with Chucky. So, but the Elm Street films I can roll with. The Alien films I'm cool with. Phantasm's another one. I can roll with Phantasm easy.
All right.
I think Phantasm deserves a look. Phantasm, is very underrated.
Oh, absolutely.
We'll see what we can get to, but I'm gonna have to close this out now.
Okay. All right.
Hey, thanks, fellas, for
always
coming out again.
Thank you, Mike, and everybody. Have a good night.
Thanks for watching.